Well, just on that note about engaging with the local council and local government is a really beautiful segue into our next question. Don't you love that? It's like, woo! So the next question is to do with something that you teach a lot of people, and it's a phrase that we hear a lot now, which is, think local, act global. And I hear you talk about this a lot with people and teach this. Why is this becoming so important now in event strategies?
Exactly what we're doing today. The accessibility to see anything online and compare and be part of any world event is so instantaneous these days. I think that is one of the number one thing. But we are not just Australia. We are not just Melbourne. It's the whole world, and events appeal to the whole world. And really looking at that, people want to think local, but you need to act global. And what does that mean? For every event is different.
Right.
I've been helping a regional community do an event or reinvigorate their event. It's one of their major events. They forgot it was a major event for them. They had just gone into budget mode. Well, it costs us this amount of money. This is all it does, instead of thinking the bigger community aspect of what it does.
Yeah.
And the council saying, well, we also support you because you're part of a bigger program for us. So they kind of went, oh, okay. So if we don't think like it's a tourist event or it's an activation, we might lose some funding. So it sort of woke them up as well. But they need to attract some of the bigger people to this event. And what does that look like? So when I'm there talking to them, we're strategically thinking, all right, well, if we did write to that person and invited them to participate in this event, what does that add to our event, and what does that look like?
Yes.
And even on a local level, even though they're regional, we have to use all regional suppliers, but sometimes you need to go outside to look at suppliers from overseas or interstate to get you the best result for ultimately whatever that commercial return is. And that's what it comes down to. So, think local, act global is really, really important. I mean, we worked with the Arnold Schwarzenegger event for a few years, and Arnold's a great advocate in everywhere he goes around the world. It's all about health and fitness, but he knows he's going to get the best result, even though if he comes in town and he brings his whole brigade, he's going to get the best result by working with the locals and the professionals here. So it's how do you build that community? What is it that you're going to get from that? And again, what's the commercial return for that aspect?
Yeah. And I mean, on a global front as well, you were saying earlier this morning that you're doing some work in Canada and, just starting for you to be thinking about what's happening outside of Australia. You did an event in LA last year, and that came connected. That was through Connections here in Melbourne.
So we actually launched the Fred Hollows Foundation in Los Angeles, which was a huge opportunity. So nearly a year ago, I can't believe it. And that was because, again, they were thinking globally where their market's going and where it's growing, and with the American donor. So Joel Edgerton is the international ambassador, so a huge opportunity to do an actual gala dinner, or a dinner as they call it, for Joel and 200 of his friends in LA, in Hollywood, working with our celebrities aren't to the level that their celebrities are. It was an incredible result.
Joel's pretty.
Yeah. He's gorgeous.
He's loved around the world, isn't he?
Yeah. But like we had the likes of Ricky Martin there, Paris Hilton, Sophia Bukella, Lara Worthington, like all these amazing people, but they know how to raise money, and their aspect of raising money is completely different to our world. And I also had to be careful because I was the Australian producer coming to produce an event in America, which the Americans didn't love, to be honest.
No.
But the Australian charity, Fred Hollows, knew they needed someone to keep the integrity of the brand, the message, versus the outcome of a celebrity wanting a celebrity event. And that's a lot of the work I've done over the years. How do you keep that integrity and that triangle really, really neat, and that it all works and everyone gets what they need to. So, amazing experience, but I learned a lot around that event.
I bet.